Moon Magic Super Souls, welcome to your solstice readings. And we have three piles for you to choose from. We're also being guided by the natural world, by nature, which is so appropriate. And I have some really beautiful cards that we're using today, very tuned into the earth energy. And I will draw a charm in a moment for each of these, for any of you who like those as well. And we'll draw runes in the readings if it feels appropriate to do so. Beautiful souls, let me show you these cards. Welcome back if you are returning to the channel. Welcome if you are new. We are sitting in the most incredible turning point of energy at the time of doing these readings. If you're drawn to these at another time, that is fine. Pick a card readings, when you are drawn to them, it will always be the right time for you. If a reading springs up and you think, yes, that card or that tree or that charm is speaking to you, it will be right for you in that moment. But at the time of doing these readings, we really are sitting in this mammoth shift of energy. Some of you may well be just feeling it around you. So let's draw charms. I'm not going to waffle away anymore. Let me hold the cards up so you can have a closer look at them. We'll draw some charms as well, and then we will move straight into the readings. So, pile one, you have the card of Island. It's also number 2, if that is relevant to any of you. So this is the card, Island. Now Island is sitting with you. This is some you that I actually was gifted with today. I always ask a tree. And quite unusual circumstances by which I came to be with this yew tree actually. I almost got stuck in my car. I was moving out of the way of something else that was coming in, coming down a single track road, and then I almost got stuck and I wasn't sure I was going to get out. I had to get out of the car to actually work out whether I was going to be able to get out or I'd have to get some help. And you know, I just saw this tree and I thought that's actually why I'm here. And then I was able to move. What relevance that has, I do not know. We'll find out if it does within the reading. Let's draw your charm. Here I am waffling away, but I always feel all of these things that come into play have something to do with the reading. They always do. Always, always. Your charm, you have a beautiful dove of peace. Oh, okay, that is beautiful. Let me put your little counter there. You have the dove of peace, the yew tree, and the card of the island. Pile 2, you have the card of the cave. This is actually card number 3. This is your card. Okay, you have holly. A very beautiful piece of holly it is. Okay, this is the holly. And your charm. Your charm is an anchor. That is for pile 2. Okay, and pile 3, you have the card, how amazing, 2, 3 and 4. Now I use these cards, as any of you who follow my readings, you'll have seen them many times before. They're a beautiful, beautiful pack. They're called the Rooted Woman. And I've used them loads and loads of times. They've been really well shuffled. How extraordinary that we have 2, 3 and 4. Wow. This is the Selkie card. Okay, and the Selkie card is sitting with Ivy. And your charm for pile 3 is a steering wheel, a ship's steering wheel. This is really interesting. If any of you are drawn to all 3 of these readings, I know sometimes it happens. I'm not suggesting that you should be, but I'm actually getting a really strong connection between the 3 readings with the 3 charms particularly, and the fact that we have 2, 3 and 4. Just the way the charms are also speaking. I'm not going to say any more because it's really important that you just trust your intuition, but I am actually finding quite a strong resonance between them. It'll be really fascinating to see what shows up in these readings. I mean, we never know till we draw the cards and get started. Beautiful souls, I'll leave the video running for just a few moments longer. Take as long as you need, press the pause button if you need to, and I will see you in the readings in just a moment. The timestamps are below, and I'll list all the cards I'm using as well. So if you're really interested in them, or they're singing out to you, you'll be able to find them. Beautiful souls, I'll see you in just a moment. Pile 1, welcome to your reading. For once, I'm actually going to dive straight into your tarot cards, and then I'm going to draw your oracle cards. I'm just seeing all of these. Oh, and this as well. Okay, my beautiful souls. When I first drew this card, I heard no man is an island. Boundedness and isolation. I saw this dove of peace as well, and when the dove of peace came out, it really reminded me of the biblical tale, actually, when Noah was out on the seas when the floods came. Noah was out on the seas with all of the animals, 2 by 2 by 2, and it was when a dove came, I believe, holding a twig or some foliage, that they knew that they were near land, and so they followed the dove, because if it was carrying a twig, it was near land, it was within flying distance, so even though they couldn't see the shoreline, they could find it. I feel like you're coming up for air, and I also feel some of you may be close to the finish line of something. You can't quite see it, but it's really close. Let's get more information. We have the Page of Wands, we have the King of Cups, we have the Ace of Cups, we have the Ace of Swords. Okay. Wow, this is very significant. Okay. No man is an island. We have the Four of Cups and the Three of Cups as well, or Three of Swords rather. I want to put these up here. I'm wondering if I can shift the camera or move the U along a little bit, make a bit more room so that we can get everything in view. I have to move pile 2 out of the way a little bit there. It's sitting on the edge of my... Yeah, I think we can get everything in for you. Cool. I have to just move that holly. Okay. Now, this is a solstice reading, and it is coming at a time when we are looking at a major shift, like a breakthrough. I do feel that something you have been waiting for, something that's been stuck, or something that a period of heartbreak or disappointment, I feel like it's coming to an end. But I don't think you can quite see it yet, but I think a sign will be given to you. That's what we're being shown here. Let's now draw your oracle cards. We have Artemis, brave spirit. That feels so appropriate, so appropriate. Where can we put that? Yeah, just here. Artemis, brave spirit. We have 2 from this pack. We have sovereignty and heart. Oh, wow. Well, this is beautiful. Okay, let me move these along. I might have to move your dove of peace a little bit. I feel like I'm having to move a lot of things around. That doesn't normally happen in any set of readings. We're sort of working out the lay of the land with pile 1, but I do feel like I'm having to move things around a bit. I wonder if you have had to move things around. Brave spirit. And look at the deer. We have 2 deers here. My goodness me, I think you have really had to step up over something. I think you've taken a lead, but it left you feeling quite isolated. You may have stood your ground over an ethical issue, or you may have stood your ground over approaching something peacefully. But however we look at it, I think you've had to be really quite resolute about something. You may even have had to say goodbye to something, or you may have risked having to say goodbye to something. But way to go is what I want to say. Really way to go. Let's draw more oracle cards for you. Look at that, would you? You have the solstice card. Wow. I mean, on the solstice. Wow. It says, all have the cunning, all have the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. Rise above the ashes and claim the gods are awaiting your glory, your name. All hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. Trying to say this right. I should have my glasses on, really. But anyway, I haven't, so there we are. But it feels, this is like an announcement. All hail the cunning truth in which it burns deep within root. Rise above the ashes and claim. The gods are awaiting your glory, your name. This is so in alignment with everything else that's coming through in your cards. You had to stand your ground over something. You actually stepped up and you were right. You stood in the name of truth. You stood in the name of honesty. I think you may even have called somebody out or just held your ground, but it felt like it came at an expense to you. Like it potentially risked isolation. For some of you, maybe it caused isolation. You could have stood up against, I don't think you did it negatively, I think you did it peacefully, but I think you could have stood up and stated something that was absolutely right and kind of got rejected because of it. Perhaps, a group of people who didn't really want to own or take responsibility for themselves or their actions. Explore your creative side, we have here. Visualize, paint, record. You are at a turning point, my beautiful, beautiful pile one. No man is an island. I think this is going to change. Now, it could be, we have get into nature, coexistence, gather, limit waste. I wonder if some of you are going to receive an olive branch or a peace offering from someone. Either way, this reading, first and foremost, is validating the fact that you stood your ground and you did the right thing. And what it's also saying is there's going to be a turnaround. Now, whether it's a peace offering or a sign that shows you that something is now over, that your sovereignty and the agency and what you stood for was right, rise above the ashes and claim the gods are awaiting your glory, your name. Something is to be given to you, a new beginning, a new opportunity. If you walked away from an abusive relationship of any sort, and it left you feeling isolated, alone, well, that's turning around. Explore your creative side. Get into nature. There's definitely a big shift. Now, you're going to be shown a sign, or you're going to be given something that acts as a sign that tells you this is over or that you were right, but it's leading the way to you standing in your glory, knowing that you did the right thing. There's a validation coming for you here. How amazing, because this is a phenomenal shift. May I ask what unfolds from this, please? And I am just going to voice this because it has come to mind. It's not for any reader to try and promote you into or push you into or even encourage you into going and looking at all three readings. But I did see a natural progression, actually, and it's probably the first time that's ever happened in any of my readings, that I've seen a natural progression from pile 1 to 2 to 3. And actually what was really interesting, that what was coming through for me, and I'll voice it because I think it's part of your reading, what was coming through for me when we had all three cards and the charms came out, and I realised, which I hadn't done when they first came out, that we had 2, 3, 4. that when I saw that dove, I thought, right, you're going to be guided to something. And then we had an anchor, and then we had the steering wheel. This is, I feel there is a genuine flow of something that may be relevant to you, pile 1. If you were drawn just to pile 3, then, well, you wouldn't be here listening to this, so it will be fine anyway. But I do feel there is a natural course, because something is to be gifted to you. We've got the Page of Wands here. This is manifestation. This is empowerment. You're to be claimed almost. The gods are awaiting your glory, your name. There's to be a validation or something that will come. Let's get more information about this as best we can. Okay, so we have the 2 of Swords and the 5 of Wands. Okay, we have, wow, how many aces? I mean, you've got Ace of Cups, Ace of Swords, and now Ace of Pentacles. Look at the way something is gifted to you. You have the Hierophant, and you have the Page of Cups. Right. What is to be offered to you is whatever you stood your ground over. If any of you lost something because of it, it's about to be reclaimed. It's about to come back to you. You're about to get the equivalent of what you lost. And some as well. This is the Page of Cups. This is the Pigs Might Fly card. And look at that stairway, that absolute gift, that commitment, that stairway to heaven, that guided energy, that commitment energy of the Hierophant, the Ace of Pentacles here, being offered something, the dove arriving with something. Now, whether this is a peace offering from someone, and therefore you get the validation, however you look at it, you are to be honoured for what you did and for what you have done. Curiously enough, I think it sort of comes in a slightly unexpected way with the 2 of Swords here. It's kind of like you don't quite see it coming. But you are to get validation. You are to get whatever you lost, it's going to be gifted to you. Or whatever you had to leave behind, it will be gifted to you. Yeah, there's an absolute validation and acknowledgement of actually the fact that you stood your ground. You had the strength and the courage and the good heart to stand in your own sovereignty over something. And whether this comes via someone or the universe just delivers. Just when you think you're still trying to climb yourself out of a big, climb yourself up the ladder, or climb yourself out of a hole that you had got yourself into, or climb yourself out of a space of isolation because you chose to walk away from something because it just wasn't right, but you did it. You stood your ground. Just when you kind of are thinking that you're going to have to really strive to sort of regain what you had lost, it's gifted to you 1,000-fold back. It's a new beginning, and it's bigger and better than you could have dreamed. This is amazing. This is what the energy shift of the solstice is bringing you. It really is. It's like the universe giving you something back after a period of heartache and challenge, when you've stood up for what you believed in and you did the right thing. This is just amazing. And you is such a sacred tree. It's a tree of protection. It brings an energy of protection. It used to be grown around churches. Almost always have yew trees, a ring of yew trees, or at least one in the within the graveyard. They were grown for protection. Even though you may have felt quite isolated at times, you have been protected, and you're about to find out what is to be gifted to you. This is phenomenal. This is the shift for you. This is the absolute amazing shift. And the energy, of course, is absolutely primed right now for this level of opening. Way to go, pile 1. Whatever you stood up for, it was like leadership. You stood up, brave spirit. You had to be really, really brave to not go with the crowd, run with the crowd, or you've had to really stand tall and do the right thing in something. And you really did step up and do it. Way to go. It takes a lot of courage, it takes a lot of strength, it takes a lot of bravery. And this is the point where, and also sometimes to say goodbye. I mean, you know, we have to say goodbye to security and say goodbye to things, and it's so difficult. But you've done absolutely the right thing. And this is when basically Source Spirit, the universe, rewards you. I think this is amazing. Keep us posted, Pile One. Let us know how your world pans out. You know, as we go through this shift, we're in the middle of the 4-day window, really. There's always a 4-day window of energy around the solstice, with that pivotal shift in the middle. So, you know, we have a few days, and then we have a very, very big, another big energy power point when things can really rocket. So I wouldn't be surprised if things turn around and rocket for you, literally, if you're watching this as I'm posting it, over the next few days. So beautiful souls, yeah, keep us posted. Let us know what you are doing, what you're up to. And yeah, I'm just sending you all the love in the world. And this is amazing. Tons of love. Tons and tons and tons of love. Oh, and beautiful souls, lots is happening in the Moon Magic household with courses and various other things that are going to be opened up for a very limited period of time. So yeah, if you're interested in kind of the way that I read and learning about this, make sure you're on one of my email lists, because I'll be emailing over the Christmas period to let you know about some opportunities that are coming up. Tons and tons of love, my beautiful souls. I'll put that link to the email list just in the description below. Have an amazing time. This is something else. Pile 2, welcome to your solstice readings. Pile 1 has blown me away, so let's see what happens in Pile 2. So you have card number 3, Incubation, the Cave. You have an anchor point and you have holly. Now holly is interesting because holly is a plant that they used to put to place on coffins to help people pass through. It holds a transitionary energy. Incubation is also a transitionary energy. I'm going to dive straight into your tarot cards. Let's see what else we are shown. If you've come from pile 1, welcome. If you're part of that progressive energy, let's see what we are shown. We'll draw your tarot cards first. Okay, we have the Tower moment. Oh, goodness me. We have the 7 of Wands. We have the 2 of Pentacles. Oh my goodness me. We have the 3, the Empress. We have the 4 of Pentacles. We have the card of Judgment. We have the King of Swords. Okay. What a progressive energy. Okay. Now, I feel in this reading, my beautiful souls, that you really are already at a turning point. Almost like crunch time. Now, your reading is inviting you to step up, actually. To get really clear about an outcome that you want. I'm curious about the 4 of Pentacles. I'm going to draw your oracle cards and we'll see what we are shown, and then we will continue, possibly draw more cards. I'm very curious about this. We've got a period of incubation going on here. There's a transition. There's a process to go through here. Mother Mary, emotional healing. Okay, lovely card and lovely, lovely energy. What else do we have here? Apollo, divine messages. Ooh, okay. Do you know what? I'm going to draw another from this pack. Really hearing a 3rd card, Rhiannon, inner strength. Okay, something is unfolding, my beautiful souls. There's been a Tower moment. There's been a crunch point, or something has shifted. And it's if you're tuned into the energy of shift at the moment, you really know it now. What your reading is saying is that something is coming from this. It just isn't quite, it's not quite there yet. You may just have to put down your anchor. You may have to put down your anchor and Wait to receive a sign before you move, before you take action. That's what your Four of Pentacles, I think, is saying as well. Just hold fire. Even though something has already happened, or you've reached that crunch point, or you know that something has taken place, and you're wanting to move this forwards, and you are right to move it forwards, and there will be a time when you need to. It literally isn't exactly yet. It is this in-between energy, like the holly. What are we shown from this pack as well? We have Yule log. Okay. This is interesting because this is about prayer. It's also about waiting. Okay. It says, insert me with a bleeding thought, a sacred creation, birth from thy. I am God, I am goddess, I am creation and the creator. Now a Yule log traditionally was a log, a proper log. We get chocolate ones these days, but a Yule log was traditionally a log that was put down, and in the build up to Christmas, you know, people could place their candles on the log and they would be kept burning. So this is keeping something burning, keeping something ticking over, keeping something going. You're not quite ready for the breakthrough moment, but it is coming. It's absolutely on the way. What else do we have here? Hope and cleanse. Here we go. Perfect. Perfect cards. I'm just going to put them down here. And I'm going to place this one up here. Yeah, this is like the bear going into the cave to replenish, to not exactly recover, though for some of you it may be a recovery. Literally, your reading is saying something has happened and the outcome you need is going to come. Right now, though, you're in this period of time where you need to just... It's more about formulating what you want than trying to make it happen. It's going to come anyway. I think there'll be a message of some sort that enables you to kind of know what to do next. Let's draw one more card, see what else we are shown. Reconnect with Mother Earth. What a beautiful energy. Yeah, this is about just slowing down. Don't rush things. It's not a time for you to rush. Something is going to emerge. Something is going to happen. It's not exactly waiting. Because in a way I am seeing some active energy. But it's more one of those incubation times when... Rather than trying to, you know, sometimes inaction and contemplation and thinking about what you want to do, putting down your anchor, can be as productive as actually physically making stuff happen. Sometimes we are called to be really active and productive, and sometimes we're called to ease off and almost to enter a space of contemplation, of gestation, of incubation, and then something can emerge and move forwards. Let's get some more detailed information, perhaps about when. Okay, so we have the World and we have the Hierophant, big cards indicating that the period of waiting will come to an end. Can we have any more guidance and information, please, about maybe when this will be? We've got the Devil. Okay, so cleansing, healing. You actually need to... There's something you are processing and letting go of. There's something quite specific that you're letting go of. This is quite a specific reading, actually. There's something that broke down or didn't work or ended or whatever it was, my beautiful souls, or some major shift that took place. Actually, what you need to do is sort of complete it. Now, I didn't draw any runes in pile one. They didn't come through, but they are coming through for you. Let me draw your runes. See what we're shown. So we have the rune of Gibo, partnership. For some of you, there could have been a breakdown in some kind of relationship. Yeah, we have Isa, the rune of ice. We have Sewello, the rune of wholeness. We have Perth, which is also like a rite of passage, a process you need to go through. And then we have Joy, Winjo. Okay. Okay, my lovelies. You're basically in a transitionary period. For some of you, this is about relationship. It could be a friend or a business partnership, or it could have been, a lover, but something broke down, possibly with someone, actually. I'm tuning in a little bit to pile one's reading, simply because there was quite an unusual potential connection, potential flow for some of you, not all, I dare say. But something broke down in a particular relationship, and it's been very much at a standstill. I've been feeling very stuck. And this reading is saying, firstly, it sort of had to happen, actually, with Sewello. Because, interestingly enough, I think it actually brought out the best in you. Okay? But there is some cleansing and healing that needs to take place from whatever happened. It felt like quite a big rift, or it had a deep emotion. It cut quite deep emotionally. Now, this does feel quite specific to a connection with a person, but whatever that is for you, in a way, it caused you to step up and sort of become a bigger, better version of you with Sewello. I'm not saying it's been easy and you're not through it yet, but part of what you're now needing to do is to really look ahead. We have the card of hope. Look ahead and recognise that you're in a period of transition where you are moving towards joy. You will be able to leave this behind with the card of the devil. You will be able to leave this situation behind. Let's draw cards around Apollo. Can I ask what kind of message is going to be coming through for you that will help you to heal, to recover, to feel like you're back on track again, to be ready to birth yourself back into the world? It's definitely coming, and I want to ask about timing for you as well. But let's ask about the message, first of all. Okay, so we have the Nine of Wands. Oh, look, we have the Six of Cups, and we have the Ten of Pentacles. So what this is suggesting straight off the bat here is that the challenge actually is now behind you. I think there's quite a lot of revisiting, quite a lot of wistful thinking, sadness that happened, sadness that it didn't work out. But that's part of the cleansing process. And with the Ten of Pentacles sitting under the world, this is coming to a completion very soon. And the outcome of this is actually going to be so much better than it would have been, interestingly enough, despite the sort of the heartache. This is getting better, and it will be so much better. Let's find out about timings. Maybe ask about timings. It looks pretty soon to me. Okay, we've got Four of Swords, so there is still a need to rest up. It's not immediate. I think what I'm seeing in this is that there's like a recovery, and that recovery will be different for you each. Yeah, we have the Hanged Man. This sort of, it's one of those scenarios that needs to run its course. It's a bit like a bereavement. If any of you lost someone and you're really in the throes of how challenging that is, you're needing to sort of go into your cave and heal here. It could have been a rift, but it could have been a big separation. Right now, this whatever this is, it needs to run its course, and that will be different for you each. That's what I'm being shown here. There isn't a sort of a fixed time on this because it's a general reading. Maybe ask, though, if there's any other indications about how you'll know. So we have Five of Cups. Okay, we have the Death and the Rebirth. It is literally something that has to work its way through emotionally. I think if you are really close to feeling like you've come to terms with this, it'll be pretty soon that the opening comes. But also, if you're in the early stages of trying to process something, then you're going to have to wait a little later. With something like a bereavement, I always sort of describe it in my. For those of you that don't know, I was a psychotherapist for a long, long time. It was my mainstream career, for really, really many years. And I used to say to people about bereavement, it's kind of like the moment that it's like a program running in the back. If you think of having a computer and you basically it's having a massive upgrade, it's got to reconfigure, and it takes ages and ages and ages, and everything slows down and some things stop working altogether, but it's got to run its course. You can't stop it. Once that upgrade is happening, once the reconfiguring is going on, you've just basically got to wait and let it emerge and let it sort itself out. And I think that's why we're being shown that I can't be given a specific timing here. But I do know it's on its way. This is really honouring you and giving you hope, or hoping to give you hope. Do we have any further guidance and information? That's interesting, because that card has thrown itself onto the floor. You probably heard my voice disappearing as I was leaning over. But look at that. You have the card of the Fool. The new beginning is coming. So whether this is soon for some of you, or it's a little further away because something needs to be worked through and processed. What about the divine message? Can we get information about the divine message? Three of Pentacles and the Eight of Cups. You'll know. Interestingly enough, I think it'll come through connections with people. With the Three of Pentacles, there'll be some kind of a collaboration. So whatever this is for you, whatever the breakdown, the tower moment, you'll know when it's over, because people will be reaching out for you, or you'll find the right person or the right people or the right group of people. And that's how you'll know. It's like you'll be invited out of your cave, as it were, into a group where you really feel like they resonate with you. And that's what's going to be steering you into this sort of space of a new beginning. You're in transit at the moment, my lovelies. Maybe we have a sneaky peek at the outcome, perhaps, for my lovely pile twos. Oh, wow. Whenever this comes, look at this. You have 9 and 10 of Cups. What a flow of energy. What a flow of energy. This is the dream come true, isn't it? This is the everything. The 9 and the 10. Whenever this is for you, my beautiful souls, it is coming, and it's going to be amazing. It will be the best of the best of the best. You'll know, because the message, it will come to you. You'll be there'll be like an invitation of some sort. And that invitation will reconnect you to kind of like the right people, or people who can introduce you to the right people or the right person. There's some connection with people that will let you know well and truly that the door is now open for you to emerge. For some of you, that will be very, very soon. For others, it will not be. It will take a little bit longer, because whatever you're processing, it has to sort of run its course. There's sort of divine timing involved in processing what has taken place, letting go of something in order to let the new in. But which is what the Yule log is also all about. We are heralding a turning point, a new year coming. So this is just put down your anchor, let this run its course. For some it will be soon, for some it will be a little bit longer, but this is a really, really reassuring reading to let you know how much joy is coming your way, my beautiful souls. So allow yourselves to cleanse, to heal, to replenish. Literally go with the flow of that, and let the new emerge. That is what your reading is saying, my beautiful, beautiful pile twos. Keep us posted if you're following my readings and touch base on the ones that I post every Sunday, or the readings that I post in the week. Keep us posted. Let us know how this updates. Let us know how things unfold for you. My beautiful pile twos, it is absolutely behind you, whatever sort of ended. The new is coming. That's for sure. And so however long that is going to need, just let it work its way through and all will be well. Pile 2, I am sending you the biggest hug ever. And I'm going to move on to pile 3. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, press the little bell icon if you want to get notification of any of my readings. And don't forget to add yourself to my email list if you want updates on exciting things happening in the Moon Magic world. I'm going to be opening the doors to a new cohort of students for very, very soon to join me. It's a time-limited thing, so if you're interested in just finding out about it, make sure you're on one of my email lists. Beautiful souls, I'm sending you all the love in the world. Pile 3, welcome to your reading. Beautiful souls, if you're following these through, if you're part of the progression, welcome. If you've just been drawn to pile 3, welcome. I'm somewhat fascinated to see what's going to come through, though I always am with every reading. Let's face it, we never know what's going to show up. So you have the 9 of Cups, you have the Selkie card, and you have the steering wheel of the ship, the soul skin. We have the 5 of Cups, we have the card of Temperance, we have the card of the Fool, we have the 5 of Swords, we have the Ace of Pentacles, and we have the Strength card. Okay, this is very wow. Very, very wow. Some of these cards did show up in pile 2. Okay. I'll stick that there just for the moment. I suspect we'll find where it needs to be. I think that there's a kind of a light at the end of the tunnel in some way coming for you, whatever that means for you. I think there's divine timing at work. Yeah, I think there is literally a light at the end of the tunnel coming for you in some way, shape or form. You're going to be guided, I suspect, in a particular direction. Sovereignty, absolutely. This is about taking charge of yourself, of your own destiny. How interesting. And we have the card of Strength sitting here. What else do we have here for my lovely pile 2s? We have self-care. Very, very interesting. We have Ra, share your gift. Ooh. We have Ogma, watch your words. Okay, this is interesting. Very interesting energy here. I'm going to draw one more oracle card for you. Now remember, the things that we say, whether they are in our thoughts or out loud, are actually creating energy. We have spirit guides. Yes. I'm going to put the card of Strength up here. We have spirit guides and respect your physical body. Yeah, sovereignty, self-care. Gosh. This is about looking after you. Light at the end of the tunnel. There's something you've been struggling with, and this reading is heralding the turning point. Now, if you followed through, because this is the first time it's ever happened in my readings, I think, where I've really seen a connection between pile 1, pile 2, pile 3. Now, that won't be for everyone. But if it is, then however it is, self-care is an absolute priority. You're going to be given a light at the end of the tunnel. And this is about you choosing to steer towards it. And really being conscious of your thinking and being open to receive guidance, looking after yourself, also listening to your body, listening to your heart. I think you have worried a lot. Some of you may have really struggled with some anxiety around something. Perhaps a fear that you're not going to get through something or come out the other side. But the self-care card says, if not me, then who? to tend to a wholeness, the parts in which surrender thy pulse for a heart that's nearer than any other. This is really about believing in yourself, and it's kind of like the whole package, mind, body, soul. You're at a point of breakthrough. We've got the Nine of Cups. And yet, for some reason, even though you're at a point of breakthrough, something else is going on. I think there's something else that's clinging to you. We have ivy. Ivy is an energy. I mean, ivy can live in perfect harmony with a tree, or with another, let's call it another person, another being, another something. But if it gets too strong, it will overwhelm. It literally can do a takeover bid. I think there has been something in your world that ultimately became a takeover bid. It took over your life completely. It got into your head. You know, when it's just taking up so much airplay that you can't see beyond it. Your guides are really trying to help you to know that this is actually over, and that you need to let go of it. It's like you still ruminate, you still revisit it. You're still tangled in something of the letdown or the disappointment or the hurt. This is actually the time for you to be really, really heart-centered and kind of look ahead, to kind of also process anything that's left from this. Because I think there are even still thoughts going on here. Even though in many ways you may be free of this and feel like you're free of it, it's kind of still lingering. It's like it's kind of at the back of your mind. And it's in the way of you really stepping up and sharing your gifts and being the most amazing you. Now, I think there is the energy of opportunity around you. We have birch trees here as well. Birch trees are symbolic of new beginnings. We have the Ace of Pentacles. I do actually think there is an opportunity around you to really step up and take charge of your thoughts, the thinking that goes on, any negative thinking, any negative habits. There is an energy around you to support you to move through and beyond anything that holds you back and stops you from sort of basically embracing the new. But definitely some of you are still ruminating about something, or it's still there, even though you kind of want to put it behind you. Yeah, now is the time. And so if you were drawn to pile 1 and pile 2, and this is a progression for you, some of you will just be here for pile 3. A gateway is being opened for you. A path is being opened for you. You are being guided through this, and the new beginning is actually really, really imminent. There is a new beginning being offered to you, and they want you to see it. There's a concern here with the Seven of Wands. Of course, it's up to you what you do. But with the Seven of Wands, you could sort of almost still be so wrapped up in what has happened, with stuff going on in your head, looking back with the Six of Cups, that, you're sort of in your own bubble, really. Actually, there's opportunity around you. It's being guided. Look at that. We have the Hierophant and we have the Queen of Swords. Your reading is actually saying to you there is an opportunity around you and you're being guided. But there's a concern that you're looking back rather than looking forwards. This is almost guidance to look forwards. Step up and steer your own ship. Make a decision that it's time to move forwards. It's kind of like make a choice. The Selkies, back to energy where somebody has like agency or control over you. In the legend of the Selkies, they are seals. And they, at the time of the full moon, they can come to land and embody what it means to be human. But in the story with this card, I think somebody fell in love with the Selkie and stopped her from going back into the water. So she lost her ability to go back and be her true self. And this is about you refinding your true self. stepping up and taking charge of yourself, having your own sovereignty, having your own agency, not being held back by the past anymore. This is a massive turnaround, and there is something right in front of you being offered to you that is absolutely primed for you to establish a new beginning. Yeah, look at that. You have the sun. You could not have a more clearer card right in front of you right now. So that's really interesting. If you're following through from the other readings, as I said, it's never happened before. I don't generally connect readings. And if you are only watching pile 3 and that's the one you're drawn to, the message is really relevant to everyone that's here. There is an absolute amazing opportunity for a new beginning right in front of you, and you're being asked to literally put the past behind you. We don't forget it. We never leave the past behind, but it's like there's an opportunity for you to become it's like to re-find yourself. It's as if you lost something of yourself. It's not just about a new beginning. It is as if you lost something of yourself, and this is about re-finding it. I'm going to draw some runes for you. Just one coming out for you, just one. You have the rune of defense. This is the rune Awaz, which is very interesting because this is all speaks to me of boundaries, and it's very symbolic of new beginnings. What else is coming through for you? Usually they come through in sort of clusters. You have Rado, the rune of journey. Almost like I'm hearing one step at a time. That's why they're coming through as they are. And then you have, lovely, you have Fehu, the rune of possessions, of nourishment, of ambition satisfied. This is like giving you permission to re-find yourself, reclaim yourself, and to move forwards, to not be held back, not be constricted anymore by any kind of limited thinking. Look at this, you have the rune of harvest, Jira. Your reading could not be clearer, pile 3. This is a time to sort of like give yourself permission. It's as I said, it's not just about a new beginning. It's more to do with re-finding yourself, reconnecting with yourself. And from that position of your own inner strength, listening to the signs, the signals, the guidance that is being sent to you, because you're going to be guided to really step up actually into something that is, it's like bringing in the harvest. It is re-finding yourself. It's a very interesting dynamic actually, because it's both re-finding yourself, something you lost of yourself from the past, but also then steering your ship into the future. It's a really curious mix of both reclaiming your rights, your entitlements, your wholeness, yourself, as well as the future, which can then be opened up for you. Because actually, if we're not whole, if we're not feeling really okay within ourselves, then we can't really manifest the future that we desire. I'm going to just draw one more card for you, just to see if we could be shown an outcome. We have the Eight of Pentacles. This is regaining your choices. There are choices right in front of you. And this reading is really encouraging you to own them. Really, really own them. And part of that ownership is about you really, really embracing every choice that is available to you, and literally owning your own sovereignty, owning your own agency. Wow, what a thing to be coming through in a reading on a solstice at such a turning point. It's time to steer your own ship. Pile 3, tons and tons of love. Keep us posted. Whenever you come to this reading, keep us posted. Let us know how you're doing in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe and press the little bell icon if you want to make sure you never miss a reading. And if you want to make sure you're updated on the exciting happenings in the Moon Magic world, do join my email list as well. That way you'll also be in my monthly prize draw too. But there's lots of exciting things happening in our world. I'm opening one of my courses to a second cohort of students. It's an extraordinary course that's in development. So if you're interested in that, it's about learning to read, but in a really massive way. It's a real journey of soul evolution. So if that's of interest to you, make sure you are on one of my email lists, because that's how you'll know about it. I'll be letting people know in between Christmas and New Year's. So, or anyway, whenever you're watching this reading, if it's relevant to you, check in with that. Pile 3, tons and tons of love.